The last thing any professional athlete wants to be remembered for is being nothing but a draft bust, but there are limitless amounts of them. Athletes that were drafted highly don't always pan out for many reasons. Sometimes they just can't compete with the pros, sometimes it's behavior or off-the-field issues, sometimes it's just terrible coaching and management. But frequently, another reason is they just couldn't stay healthy. I'm Justin Fraction, and today we dive into 10 NFL players that were bust due to injuries. And a huge shout out to Jaydan Martinez for suggesting this list. Leave us your ideas down below and we just might use them and give you a shout out. Number 10, Jake Locker. The Tennessee Titans drafted Locker 8th overall in 2011, assuming he could become their franchise quarterback. The only thing that held back Locker was injuries, however. Locker got off to a promising start in 2013, until leg and foot injuries piled up and limited him to 7 games. But poor play and more injuries forced him to miss half of the 2014 season. Locker retired after the season, saying he no longer had the desire to play. His decision had to be the result of injuries, and because of it, the Titans wound up drafting Marcus Mariota in 2015. Think about it. Number 9, Darren McFadden. McFadden may have rushed for 1,089 yards with the Dallas Cowboys in 2015, but Oakland Raiders fans remember Ezekiel Elliott's backup as a bust. Drafted 4th overall in 2008, McFadden had some flashes here and there, which included 1,157 yards and 7 touchdowns in 2010. But McFadden couldn't stay healthy. From toe injuries to knee surgeries to concussions to hamstring injuries, he just couldn't stay on the field. Had he been able to consistently play 16 games, he would have been a perennial Pro Bowler in Oakland. Number 8, Geno Smith. The 2013 NFL draft class was widely considered by analysts to be a horrible one for quarterbacks. Nonetheless, the New York Jets drafted Smith 39th overall in 2013. Though his stat lines were poor, Smith did help the Jets win 8 games in 2013. He showed some talent, but then injuries piled up. Before the 2015 season, Smith broke his jaw after being punched by a teammate. Ryan Fitzpatrick assumed the starting job for the season and never relinquished it. Smith then tore his ACL during a 2016 game, ending his season. He signed with the Giants in 2017, but Smith will never be a full-time starter again. If the injuries didn't hit him, he could have wound up being a solid quarterback for Gang Green. Who knows? Number 7, Billy Sims. The 1978 Heisman Trophy winner was drafted 1st overall by the Detroit Lions in 1980. Many of you probably aren't familiar with Sims' name, since he didn't quite turn out to be as great of a running back as Detroit had hoped. Sims hit 1,000 rushing yards in 3 of his 5 NFL seasons, but in 1984 he suffered a gruesome knee injury that ended his season. After a couple of years of trying to rehab it, Sims would retire. Billy tried returning in 1988, but it wasn't meant to be. He was going to be a huge star, but that knee injury crushed his promising career. A very sad story, to say the least. Number 6, Robert Griffin III. The Washington Redskins sent 3 first-round picks and a second-rounder to the St. Louis Rams for the 2nd overall selection in 2012, which they used on Heisman Trophy winner Robert Griffin. Griffin won the 2012 Offensive Rookie of the Year award and led the Redskins to the playoffs. However, he played in the postseason despite not being cleared by doctors. Griffin got injured in a wild-card loss and needed surgery to repair his ACL and LCL. Knee and ankle injuries along with concussions forced Kirk Cousins to eventually take over for Griffin, who was cut by the Redskins after the 2015 season. Had the Redskins displayed more regard and concern for RG3's health early on, he could have been a great quarterback today. And timeout. What other NFL players were bust because of injuries? Let us know in the comment section down below and we will take a look at them. We might even do another video based off of what you say. You never know. We're always watching. Always. And if you liked the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up down there in that like section. We love it when you do that. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, feel free to do so right now. We'll be here. We'll wait for you. You do it yet? Okay, awesome. Number 5, Steve Emtman. The Indianapolis Colts drafted defensive end Steve Emtman with the 1st overall pick in 1992. Though many folks blame him for his shortcomings, you should really place the blame on injuries. He suffered an ugly knee injury in his rookie season and missed 7 games. He was limited to 5 games in his sophomore year after tearing a patellar tendon in his knee. Emtman was limited to 4 games in his 3rd year after suffering a ruptured disc in his neck. Emtman wound up playing just 50 games through 6 seasons in the NFL. No player can possibly succeed with all the injuries he suffered early in his career. Had he stayed healthy, Emtman could have been a legend. Number 4, Matt Leinart. A star quarterback at USC, Leinart took home the 2004 Heisman Trophy and looked poised for a big career in the NFL. The Arizona Cardinals drafted him 10th overall in 2006, but a shoulder injury cut his rookie season short. Leinart was the starter for the 2007 season until he broke his left collarbone, causing him to miss 11 games. He then took over as starter for the Houston Texans midway through 2011 until he fractured his collarbone again. So Leinart never got to be a franchise QB, being reduced to a brief career as a backup instead. You feel for him because the talent was definitely there. Number 3, Cadillac Williams. A star running back at Auburn, Williams was drafted 5th overall by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2005. He rushed for 1,178 yards and 6 touchdowns in his rookie year. Everything looked promising. Williams endured the infamous sophomore slump in 2006, and then the injuries came along. He had a terrible third year after suffering multiple foot injuries. He missed almost all of 2007 after suffering a torn patellar tendon. Williams returned in 2008 but never regained his tremendous rookie form and was out of the league by 2011. Stupid injuries that cost him a potentially terrific tenure in the NFL. Number 2, Ickey Woods. A second-round draft choice of the Cincinnati Bengals in 1988. Woods rushed for 1,066 yards and a whopping 15 touchdowns in his rookie year. There was everything to love about the kid, but Woods played just 2 games in 1989 before a torn ACL ended his season. After a down year in 1990, Woods injured his other knee in 1991 and was limited to 9 games. Woods was out of the NFL after that, which was a travesty. A torn ACL derailed what was about to be a promising career. And number 1, Ryan Leaf. Most people consider him the biggest draft bust in NFL history. I can tell you we have had him as that a couple of times in the past. Now, Leaf was drafted 2nd overall by the San Diego Chargers in 1998, right behind future 5-time MVP and 2-time Super Bowl champion Peyton Manning. In his rookie season, Leaf played just 10 games and suffered an infection that had him hospitalized. A shoulder injury forced him to miss the entire 1999 season. Poor play in hand and hamstring injuries forced Leaf into playing just 11 games during the 2000 season. The team moved on from him, and he spent brief stints with the Bucs, Cowboys, and Seahawks before ending his NFL career prior to the start of the 2002 season. If healthy, who knows what Leaf could have been. And now the question once more for those of you in the back. What other NFL players were bust because of injuries? Join us in the comments section down below. Let us know your thoughts. If you like the video, feel free to click that like button. We love it so much. And if you have any ideas, as always, tell us in the comments section. We might use your idea in the future. You never know, and we'll totally give you a shout out. And that's it for now. We'll see you guys next time.